Hey guys, Nick here. And as you know, Kim and I love to travel. And the following is going to be a compilation of all the things we saw when we were in Wisconsin last winter. We spent 1 or 2 weeks going from top to bottom. We saw a lot of crazy stuff, very interesting, very fascinating. None of this has ever been seen before. I'm going to show it to you right now. If you live in Wisconsin, you're going to love it. And if you don't live in Wisconsin, you're still going to love it. Lost in Wisconsin right now. Bums. Everyone on YouTube likes to watch bums. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint everyone, but this is going to be the last time you see a bum for 30 minutes. That's because we're in Wisconsin, and they don't have very many of these types of people here. So as you probably know, I did a big month-long Great Lakes road trip one winter. We spent 2 of those weeks in Wisconsin. I've talked about how disappointed I was that the winter here wasn't as cold and snowy as it usually was. I was hoping to document how everybody up here deals with winter. But that's okay. There was plenty to see. Believe me. And we got some snow eventually. The following is the story of what we saw and what we did from when we crossed over from Michigan all the way down to Illinois. Yeah, okay, there we go. Alright. Holy crap. Look at all you guys. Moo! Well, I don't speak cow, but if I did, I'd probably tell these guys how lucky they are. Wisconsin cows are happy. I heard that on a commercial once, but this farmer here confirms it.
They lie. Happy cows come from Wisconsin, not from California. So
we stopped at the Pine Dairy on a bright, warm day. Well, because we were driving by and I thought the place looked cool. Glad we did. Learned a lot about cows and milk and cheese and all that stuff. That was just one totally Wisconsin place that my manager and I stopped at on our 2-week romp through the state. So here's where we went. Okay, so we came into Wisconsin up here on the Michigan border. And then we wandered around farmland, got to Green Bay, and then really meandered around rural Wisconsin, all the way down to Milwaukee. And then we cut over to Madison before we left the state down here near Beloit. It was wonderful. Wisconsin's more than dive bars and terrible Milwaukee neighborhoods. I discovered that right away. All right, the first cheese stop. So when you first come to Wisconsin, it's not like you really know you're here. The place doesn't really feel any different than Illinois or Iowa. That is, until you come to your first cheese place. Ooh, fresh curds are in. Oh my God. It's not just cheese. It's a gift store too. Where's the cheese?
And chip, or there's a tapper on the bottom.
Got some string cheese and some beef sticks. Ate it all right away. Didn't poop right for 2 weeks straight. So the first place we came to was Little Denmark. My first small town Wisconsin experience. Look at this little neighborhood in town. Well, as I learned, you can buy a house on this street for $175K. Ain't too bad for a nice, quiet, safe spot. Real America. You could even commute to work to Green Bay from here. It's 30 minutes away. There's 2,400 people here. And 5 bars. Classic Wisconsin, right? Okay, so I'm very detailed when I plan these trips. Like, down to the streets we drive on. I know exactly where we're going to go. My whole plan was, okay, so as soon as we got to the Wisconsin border, we're going to get some cheese, and then we're going to have some beers with the locals. But they were closed. That's okay. I found another one. There's 4 more on this street. Small town, Wisconsin. Empty? I didn't think small town Wisconsin bars were ever empty. Whatever. Looking back, it's probably a good thing that town was dry, because there was a lot of drinking ahead. Plenty. Too much. I like northern Wisconsin. It's very simple. They're losing a lot of people up here. There just aren't any good jobs. Then you have all these little small towns where the kids leave as soon as they're able. And I don't blame them. It's not very exciting up here. It's a lot of farmland, lakes, and trees. That is, until you come to Green Bay. If I had a sweeper, it'd be right in the middle. Yep, that's me curling, and I crushed it. We spent the morning at the Green Bay Curling Club, and we got a lesson from club president Al himself. Neat dude.
So stones that are out here in all of this area right here are called guard stones.
We did a lot in Green Bay when we were here, as much as we could. We spent 3 days in Lambeau land. There's a whole video about it that you should watch sometime. We did a cheese-making tour at Scray Cheese in town. Wisconsin makes more cheese than any country on earth. 600 different types. And they eat it all themselves.
Do it again.
Okay.
That's it.
So this is kind of the middle stage. That was the end, middle, beginning.
Exactly.
Okay, so they're going to fill that.
Scray specializes in making cheese curds. They love their cheese curds here. Love them. Maybe even more than beer. They love cheese curds so much that some of the stores here have a cheese curd buffet. All you can eat. I don't know how they do it. Now, before the trip, everybody told me, you got to try a supper club, Nick. It's a total Wisconsin thing to do. So we did. Manager and I gussied up, and we spent the night at the Union Hotel in De Pere for a supper club dinner. Got the brandy old-fashioned and everything. But it wasn't that cool, though. Boring. Just a fancy dinner is all it was. The best part of Green Bay was the bar part. I spent most of my time doing what people here do, hanging out in the corner bars. I went to as many of them as I could to document just what these people do every night. In case you didn't know, Wisconsin sure does like to drink. Out of the nation's 20 drunkest counties, 12 of them are right here in Wisconsin, including where I am right now. Look at that. It's a 3-to-1 bar to grocery store ratio here. The only state in the union where your first DUI is just a little ticket. They love them some beer and bad food. Look at that menu. The Wisconsin food groups are cheese, brats, fish, kringle, beer, brandy, and cigarettes. And they burn all those calories off bowling. But here's the thing, like, despite their beer and cheese diet, Wisconsin's only about average fat-wise. And even though they drink their faces off, they're not really that unhealthy here. They're good at being good at drinking. Downtown Green Bay, it's not the most exciting place. It's actually pretty dead. But no bums. People told me, oh, there's bums everywhere. Well, I looked where they told me to look, and I saw a couple. God. And there aren't any murders here, and people don't steal from the stores. Green Bay is just a really clean place with a lot of tradition and a lot of pride. It's been called the happiest place in the country. Not because people here have a lot of money in the bank. It's safe here. It's laid back. It's affordable. And the booze.
You know, grow. This is where people come to raise a family and to be part of the community.
There's just like a very high moral fiber here and a moral standard.
There's so many people here who are passionate about the area and want to make it a great place for people to live and to visit.
Now, you guys like to experience new things. That's why you're watching this channel. But when's the last time you did something that you'll actually remember? More and more people are fishing these days, including the people behind me. You might be thinking about booking a fishing trip yourself, but the problem is, where do you start? Fishingbooker.com, that's where. They're the sponsor of today's video, and to be honest, it's crazy convenient. Fishing Booker is the largest platform in the world for finding fishing captains. You can read reviews, compare trips, and book a fishing charter with a verified captain. Use my link below to get $50 off your first trip. Yep, $50 off. What do I love about it? It's dead simple. They have 24/7 customer support, and the best price is guaranteed. And yeah, you can even book something last minute if you're the spontaneous type, like me. Every serious angler has a bucket list, and Fishing Booker helps you check it off. It also makes for a great gift. Now get out there on the water, people. Hit the link, grab your $50 credit, and go and make some great memories. That's fishingbooker.com/Nick Johnson. Now go out there and make a day you'll be talking about for years. Then we left Green Bay for 3 whole days of Wisconsin sticks. Chapter 2, Rural Time. Well, my first cows of the trip. Wisconsin loves their cows. Hey guys. There's a little farmhouse over here. Let's see if I can talk to anybody about cows.
What's that?
When do they do the racing? Is this like a summertime thing?
Yeah, all summer, all Saturdays.
This is badass, dude. Yeah, we have a YouTube channel and we were just passing through and I saw the track and I was like, I gotta get a little bit of that.
Yeah, every Saturday night.
Where are we?
Francis Creek.
Okay, alright. Came across a racing track out here. Didn't even know it was even there. We were just driving by and I was like, pull over! Some real Wisconsin redneck shit right there. Well, these farms are disappearing out here. Here's one of them. Just like in any other state, small farms in Wisconsin are disappearing. The older folks are retiring, and the kids don't want to do this shit, so they sell the land. Or the little guys are just getting gobbled up by the corporate farms. I got some hamburger in my pocket. That's mean. Out here in the middle of the countryside in rural Wisconsin, and I am drawing a crowd. What are you guys doing? You're making me feel guilty about eating you. Hey there. Hi. Oh my God, the whole herd's coming over. Everybody thinks Wisconsin's full of cows because they're the dairy capital of the country, right? Sorta. California makes more milk than any other state, but Wisconsin's not too far behind, though. There's more than 1 million happy cows here these days, and Wisconsin only has 6 million people. I wish I had something to give you, but I don't know what you want. All right, you guys have a good day. All right, enjoy the warm weather, because there's a storm coming, I heard. It's Pine Dairy out in the middle of Wisconsin. Let's see if anybody's home. Smells like shit. We were just passing through. I have a YouTube channel, and we're just driving around rural Wisconsin, and I saw the dairy. I was wondering if I could just do like a 5-minute, like, what are we doing here? What's a dairy like? Kind of a thing. Like
With like one of us?
Yeah, with somebody.
Cassie would love to do that.
Oh, I see all the cows in there. Hey girl, you got some milk? You give me some milk today, girl?
Yeah, all these are dry cows. So this barn here, they're due to calve, which means due to have their baby within a month. So these are cows over here that have had babies before. And then these are all our first time moms, which are called heifers until they have a baby. And then they're officially a cow and start milking. So they don't actually milk until they have a baby.
Okay.
So that's kind of, people don't people don't really know that fun fact, but we're under contract with Land O'Lakes. So any Land O'Lake product you see, that's our milk.
Okay.
Yep. So Land O'Lakes is a farmer-owned company. Anything health-wise to do with the cow, that's what I do. So the more happy and healthy she is, the more milk we get from her. And so that's what we try to do is, make sure they have comfortable stalls and everything they need. We bed with sand. This barn here is our only barn that's bedded with sawdust, and then they have mattresses that they lay on. Until you see it firsthand, you really don't realize the hard work that goes into producing the products, and the lack of sleep and the hours and everything else that goes into farming. But
we have to talk like this. It was cold that day. I don't know what temperature milk freezes, but it sounds like that would hurt. It'd be like a really fresh milkshake, straight out of the udder. Just add chocolate. 11 gallons a day per cow, and they have 1,100 cows. That's a lot of milk.
Wisconsin was built on farming, and that's what the state is known for, and we're proud of it. And we're the 1.5–2% that feeds the rest of the 98% of the world. So it's definitely something to be proud of. And
crime is nothing out this way because people aren't assholes. Down in Milwaukee, they ignore the sirens. They're worried about gunshots. Well, out here, they're not worried about gunshots, but they pay attention when there's sirens. Rural Wisconsin, conservative, tough, great place to raise a kid. All of rural Wisconsin votes red. They have a lot of common sense out here. And they all hunt, even the women. And they love their sports here. You don't even know. Look at this beach. Normally this time of year, that lake would be frozen over, and this beach would be covered with snow. But not this year. You probably didn't even know Lake Michigan had beaches like this, did you? Beautiful Lake Michigan on the western shore. Oh, that's cold. Oh yeah. And there's a factory. These folks work hard out here. Plenty of jobs. It's affordable, it's clean. What are you doing, America? If you can stand the cold, you should be out here in Wisconsin. one of America's finest states. So after Dairyland, we came to the big old city of Manitowoc. Well, I say big. There's 34,000 people here. Well, that's big for Wisconsin. And check out their downtown. Damn! What a neat place. Did not expect this. You never hear much about Wisconsin cities. So this whole part of Wisconsin, it was settled by European beaver traders. They came in here in the late 1600s. Nobody really heard about Manitowoc until September 5th, 1962. That was the day that a piece of Sputnik crashed right into town. Somewhere near right where I'm driving right now. Everybody freaked out. It was a big deal. Oh no, a Russian satellite landed here. What? There's some controversy here, though. This was a sundown town in the 60s. That means black people weren't allowed to spend the night here. I think they've changed the rules since then. But it's still 83% white here. And it's grown a little bit. They've added 1,000 people in the last decade. Not because of jobs or anything. There ain't much to work in little old Manitowoc except shipbuilding and frozen food factory work. And no bums. Didn't see a single one. But I was mostly looking forward to this ice cream place I had heard so much about here. What? But it was closed. I want ice cream. And I went way out of my way to find it too. I came all the way from North Carolina for some ice cream. I hate when shit's closed. Inside of those isn't beer, it's ice cream. And they won't. These neighborhoods. Look at this view. Jeez. Is that the lake again? Sure is. We're further down the coast in the city of Sheboygan. I'm out here looking for surfers. You're like, surfers? Yeah. Down there's a big surfing spot on Lake Michigan. They say the waves are great. A lot of people even call this the Malibu of the Midwest. Downtown Sheboygan? Awesome. Check this place out. It's actually way better than I thought it would be. It's really clean. There's a lot to do. It's just a nice medium-sized city that I'm sure you'll never step foot in. I could totally recommend you move here if you don't have high expectations for excitement. But who said exciting was necessary anymore anyway? The older I get, the more I appreciate clean and simple. And no bums. I'd say that over and over till I got to Madison. Sheboygan was the first city in the country to have socialists elected to public office. Uh-oh. This place is also very white and very middle class. I think all of Wisconsin is white, middle class, and conservative, except for Milwaukee. And look at these hoods, huh? You can get something on that street for $200,000. And they say there's no more affordable left. So we were driving around, and it was just at about this point in the trip that I was like, Wisconsin's a pretty damn cool place. Very underrated. The type of cities we all say we want. And look at it. Cheap and safe. Comfortable. Like that big puffy blanket that you have on your couch. Way out here in no man's land. Johnsonville, not named after me. The brat capital of America. Out here in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. It's a beautiful day in mid-February. It's about 52 degrees, just crazy how warm it is. Well, I just learned Johnsonville is actually a city. There's 65 people here. Our next stop was a very important one. This is Johnsonville, home to Johnsonville brats. Now, if you know anything about Wisconsin people, they love them some brats. I think I read somewhere that a Scotty eats 2 brats a day, or maybe a week, but it's a lot. In that factory, they churn out 70 different sausage products. They make 60 billion brats a year. That's a lot of pigs. Oink. Now I asked them, can I do a tour? And they're like, no. And I was like, I'm Nick Johnson. I have your name and my name. They didn't care. Whatever. And they have a gift shop where you can get brats and cheese and all the good stuff. I think I'm gonna go with the garlic summer sausage today. There's factory jobs like this all over the state. Meat packing, food production, cheese making, beer brewing. There's a lot of good paying jobs if you can stand the smell. It's not glorious, but it's steady. Problem is, they just can't find enough people to work. So they bring illegals up here to work. Uh-oh, that's controversial. So down the road is Plymouth, and down the road is the Sargento cheese factory. They call Plymouth the cheese capital of the world. Inside those walls, they make 50 million tons of cheese a day. It's incredible. It's a very impressive building. And then we went down the road to check out town, and I was like, damn, what? Why have I not heard of this place? Plymouth's one of those wonderful small towns you've never heard of, but are surprised by. I mean, look at the place. There's 9,000 people here. Everybody knows each other, and I'm sure they hold one another accountable. This is how America used to be, how America should be, but not could be. Too many people ruining things. Oh God. Oh God. I'm gonna get hit. But like, look at this town. This is one of the neatest little small town main streets I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of small town main streets. This is a wonderful town you guys have here.
Small town Wisconsin, usually, like our small town, everybody knows everybody. You can walk into a bar and you'll know like 5 people, you know, or a restaurant, whatever.
Yeah, it's
fun.
It's just a lovely this is a wonderful main street.
Downtown, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cute little shops along the way.
I know. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Events go on in the summer.
Yeah, they do. They have a lot of stuff in the summer.
Yeah, it's busy.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know small town Wisconsin can be awesome. They don't know much about Wisconsin.
Right.
But it's great.
It is great.
It definitely is.
Tell them to all come. Check us out this summer.
Okay, this is your place?
This is our place. Yep, East Mill Nutrition. We do healthy meal replacement shakes and energy drinks.
Okay.
So.
In Plymouth, Wisconsin.
Yep.
This has been called one of the best small towns in Wisconsin. I wondered, is this place so marvelous because of all the cheese money coming in from down the road? The mill of Wisconsin. Who'd have thought? You never know until you get off the main drags and get in the back roads. And they're proud of that. Now, this place is solidly white. 96% of people here are some shade of Caucasian. families here make about $65K a year. And that goes a long way in this part of Wisconsin. Because homes like this, they're only about $180K each. That sounds like a damn good life, doesn't it? Cheap houses, safe sidewalks, and cheese everywhere. And hey, look, another lake. JK, that's the same lake. We're about 30 minutes south of Sheboygan in the wonderful little kind of resort town, Port Washington. Check this place out. A perfect little lakeside community. Another fantastic small town in Wisconsin, Port Washington. God, I haven't seen a bad place all day on this trip. There's 12,000 people here, and the population's going up a little bit. Port Washington's an old factory town, and then was a port town. And then it became a dairy town. And now I think it's a tourist town. The place describes itself as a touch of Midwestern charm with Midwestern friendliness. It came right off their website. Port Washington's been called one of the top 100 best Midwest small town getaways. Okay, that's not really that big a deal. Here's what it looks like to live here. You can get something on this street for about $300K. So get in on that, people. Port Washington Marina, Lake Michigan again. Wisconsin's growing on me pretty fast. So as you can tell, it ain't been very cold and snowy so far. Came up here to see terrible weather, but it happened to be a record warm one. It's usually so dark and dreary up here in February. No hockey on frozen lakes and ponds this year. Everybody in town thought it was great. Like, it's so warm. I was like, this sucks. Wanted cold, dreary, deep snow. God, people have been putting their smokes out in the snow pile. And as it's melting, it's just a big ashtray out here. That's Wisconsin. Let's go inside the bar. And the bar crawl begins. So this is a little corner bar in Grafton, Wisconsin. Another wonderful little small town. I swear, there's so many cool places here. Anyways, we finally stopped for the day to get some drinks. And that's when the real drinking started. Look at the drink specials in this joint. Tuesday, you get to spin the wheel. $2 domestic bottles. Thursday, spin the wheel. That's today. Saturday, $5 tall cans. And Sunday, $5 bloodies with a Miller High Life Chaser. Love it. I really wanted to spin that wheel, so she let me. What am I going to win here?
Hi, keep thinking. You thought you had it. Hey, at least I did have it. I had it on the flip side at 56.
Oh, $10.
Wow, in the machine.
Oh. Well, that sucks. In the machine. Of course, it was gone. Down the drain. Wish it was bar credits. That would have been a lot cooler. Bam! Every time you walk into a bar in Wisconsin like this, you hear a bam! Slamming the dice down the bar. It's a Midwest thing they do. It's called shake for shots. Saw it all over the state. Saw it in Milwaukee. Saw it in Green Bay. It's pretty easy. You slam the dice on the bar. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But either way, you get drunk. I got drunk in the club. And the end of this chapter is in little Cedarburg. So we spent 2 nights in this famous little Milwaukee burb. Came up here because it's been called one of the most picturesque small towns in the country. Well, I believe it. Straight out of Norman Rockwell's Daydreams, or Wet Dreams. So back in 2020, Politico called this place one of the last Leave It to Beaver existences still offered in modern America. They call this an idyllic hamlet that's impossibly comfortable and categorically safe. That's some damn good writing. So here's the nice part of town. How much would you guys guess this is for a house? $600K? Okay, that's a lot. We're only a half hour from Milwaukee, so a lot of people make that drive. When we first got here, traffic was really bad. It was about 5 o'clock. I said, damn, this town's hopping. Well, I later learned that it was just all the people schlepping back up from Milwaukee to come up here. I think they like it up here. It's safe, feels kind of bougie a little bit. Look at downtown Cedarburg. Wonderful downtown. And we are at the Stagecoach Inn, bed and breakfast. That's our room, an old limestone place. Wonderful place. And that's where we stayed. Super fancy place. Highly recommended. So Cedarburg's been called this nose in the air suburb, meaning it's snobby. I kind of got that vibe a little bit, but I don't really know if Wisconsin people could even be snobby if they tried. But the place is pretty fancy. There's wineries and boutiques, art galleries. It's very touristy on the weekends. And you know me, I toured too. The gallery, fancy art next to the boutique with super fancy clothes. All right, Cedarburg fashion. The Germans were here first. You can still see the German influence with the limestone on everything in town. Kind of reminded me of a little mini Fredericksburg, Texas. City Hall. You're gonna be in it, you're in it. You did that on purpose. All right, so I can say for a wealthy Milwaukee suburb, it was pretty busy when we got here because I think a lot of people were commuting home. We were like, wow, this place is busy. But not anymore. It's 10 o'clock on a Thursday, and it's pretty buttoned up. Nice and safe though. Nice and quiet. Very clean. Wonderful place, Cedarburg is. This place is having a function coming up called the Cheese Curd Exemption, and it's squeaky fun. Oh no, it melted. Pac-Man and Blinky melted away, just like everything else on this trip. Cedarburgers throw themselves this big winter festival every February that I just missed by less than a week. Damn it. By the time we got here, everything was melted. This one won first place in the Cedarburg Ice Sculpture Contest. I can see why they won. That's good.
I wanted to be out
Rebellion Brewery. Oh, I'd get there the next night. Don't you worry about that. Look at this place. Used to be an old... Oh my God, look, the whole... First night, I took my manager to Anvil. They turned a place where they used to forge things into a restaurant. Kind of looks like a place where some strong German men made some swords or something. I don't know. Food's really good. Mac and cheese. Just a chill place. Like lots of people. First night was a good time. But the best night was night 2. So I was just having coffee the second morning. You know, catching up on fan mail. And then I saw some flirties outside. So I looked at my phone. All right. Now that's what I'm talking about. Bring it. Oh my God, it's coming down thick. Finally some snow. It's been 4 days. And this ain't nothing. I mean, jeez. But they've been in a snow drought this winter, so to them, they're excited about it. It's gonna snow, everybody. Maybe 1 whole inch. Water bottles are frozen. Oh, it's coming down thick now, eh? It was the first and the only time I saw snow in 2 weeks in Wisconsin, in February. And it was a real blizzard that afternoon. It's about time we got some snow. It's been about 5 days since the last time when it came down like this, and it's really not even that bad. But it's nice to see it snow up here in this little small town in Wisconsin, the charming Cedarburg. That's right. And that's where they got me. That snowy day at the Rebellion. What is this? The thing is, I was trying to behave that day in the Berg, but I got Wisconsined at Rebellion Brewery. At one point, we were even drinking bitters right out of the bottle. What? It was a scene. We made so many friends. Bartenders are like, oh, you're from North Carolina? Oh, here's another drink. Oh, Southerners are awesome. Go UNC. Go NC State. Everybody in the place was a riot. Oh, like every place will have it? Yeah. If we were going to do that tomorrow over in town, we just didn't know, like... Woo! Now this is a winter storm. It's coming down. We're going to get about a ½ inch. Woo! I got drunk at the club. Now we're going to a fish fry. Fish fry. That's where I'm going. Damn, Wisconsin. It is freezing cold out here, and we're going to a fish fry. Oh boy, time for the fish fry at Weasler's. I'm drunk. Thanks, Wisconsin. I was so hammered, I didn't even get to enjoy my fish fry dinner. And I'd been looking forward to that fish fry for 2 weeks. Friday night fish fries in Wisconsin are a big deal. But I was kind of let down. It was just fried fish in a regular restaurant. I mean, the fish was good, but am I missing something? It's cold. That was a long, long night. Chapter 3, Milwaukee. I spent 3 days in Milwaukee, and now I know why everyone here is so happy. Bars, bars, bars. So I documented the entire Milwaukee trip in a whole other video, and it would probably take half of this one if I recapped the bar shit. This place loves to be social. And then somebody told me after the Milwaukee video ran, well, that was nothing, Nick. There used to be way more bar shit in town back in the day.
Yeah, no more politics shit.
Pretty much everything I did here involved booze. We did a Miller brewery tour one day. Learned that almost half the beer Miller makes here stays in Wisconsin. That's how much they drink here. We did several brewery tours. Some were better than others. And the bars. Milwaukee is a scene, people. And I saw it in the winter. This place in the summer, I've heard it is crazy.
Oh my God.
All right, YouTube, I'm in downtown Milwaukee for the first night. I'm trying to behave, but it ain't working. This town loves to drink, the state loves to drink, and I got sucked in once again. I'm back here at the Tiki Bar downtown. It's freezing cold, night one in Milwaukee, and I'm not doing a very good job of trying to behave. It's hard. It sucks you in. I'll tell you what. But I'm a fan. I like Milwaukee so far. It's clean and it's safe, and there's no BS down here. Everyone's in a good mood and they're partying. It's how it should be. So I was really impressed by the neighborhoods in Milwaukee. A lot of them are getting fixed up. Right here, this one's called the 3rd Ward. We're about 10 blocks from downtown. All of this was all run down not too long ago. And today, it's booming. You see it all over town. And look, they even have a beach here, right along Lake Michigan. I'm telling you, Milwaukee's my new favorite place. There's 2. Right here. Another memorial from some people that I guess probably got shot. And then there's another one over here. So here's what the bad side of Milwaukee looks like. It's not that bad looking, but boy does the internet have some scary things to say about the place. Top 10 most dangerous, top 10 most violent. Well, it didn't feel that bad to me. Okay, so right now I'm walking around in pretty much the worst of Milwaukee's hoods. I'm right in the middle of it right here on the northwest end. And there's really not a lot going on. I've been getting out of the car, talking to people, stopping the car, just driving around slow. It's the oddest ghetto I think I've been in. A lot of people are moving up here from Chicago for lower taxes and to get away from Chicago, and also to take advantage of the welfare benefits in Wisconsin. So people in Wisconsin say, if it wasn't for the Chicago trash coming up here, we'd be even better.
I think it's easier to find fast money, like steal a car. It's easier to do that. It's easier to rob somebody. It's easier to steal out of the store than to find a job. You know what I'm saying? They don't want that hard way. They don't want to find a job. They don't want to look on the internet for a job. They don't want job training. They just want to follow their friends, and coolest thing is to be evil. The coolest thing to rob somebody. The coolest thing to shoot somebody. The coolest thing, and we need to rewrite that,
And then look at this. I was shocked when I saw how nice the fancy part of Milwaukee was. This is where all the rich people in town live. And it goes on like this from the Milwaukee burbs all the way to Shorewood and Whitefish Bay, all the way to Cedarburg. This fancy, clean, safe, and very expensive places to raise your kid and raise your glass, everyone. And then we left for Madison. Chapter 4, Bums and Beyond. Milwaukee's very liberal, and it's surrounded by 3 conservative counties. They call them the WOW counties. I showed you Cedarburg. That's in the O county. To the west of Milwaukee is one of the W counties, Waukesha. And what a wonderful place Waukesha is. I only spent half a morning here, but wow, everyone. Get it? Look at this charming downtown, Waukesha. I'm telling you, every place in this state is just nice and clean. God. Hard red counties with clean, nice little towns, just like this. Sensible Americans they are. I think Wisconsin might have the most sensible, honest, fun-loving people I've ever met. Not a single problem in sight. Not a scrap of paper on the ground. It's almost 70 degrees. And the birds are happy about that. Out here in just some random neighborhood in Waukesha, Wisconsin. And it's just the most wonderful place. Birds are chirping. It's very clean. It's affordable, safe. Just like the perfect little American neighborhood in Wisconsin. Like, who would have thought, right? I'm just getting blown away more and more by all the things I'm seeing in this state. I had absolutely no idea about how nice this was going to be, but it's wonderful here, folks. Absolutely wonderful. But you leave that wonderland and you come to this. Okay, so to be fair, Madison, Wisconsin is really a wonderful place. It's been called the best place to live in the country many times. It's still pretty affordable, and crime is still kind of low, and there's a lot of culture here. I mean, it's home to the University of Wisconsin. It's just that downtown smells like piss because of this. That's your last homeless fix. The neighborhoods here, they're super safe. They're clean. Just about every street you turn down is some variation of this. It's getting more expensive here now, though. And there's some problems with what they say are more Chicago trashy people moving up here, ruining everything. The University of Wisconsin, it's a lovely campus, especially the first day I was here. Look at that. Everyone was outside, sunning, out by the lake. It was 75 that day. It broke an all-time record for any day in February, 75. And the next day, it got cold, real cold. Inside my car, and I can see my breath in here. It is freezing out here. Yesterday, these poor guys, it was 71, and today, rude awakening. This is how it should be up here. Looks like she's going to Alaska. God. I'm out here along one of the lakes in Madison, and it is freaking freezing. It's 20 degrees, and the wind is blowing 25 miles an hour, and it feels like it's 0. Out here, you can see lake's literally freezing. So people in Madison told me, you need to see our ghetto, Nick. It's bad. So I went to where they told me to go. And, well, aren't you people cute? Okay, so I've been driving around in the part of Madison that a lot of people told me was the hood, LOL. In the area I'm in right now, they call Meadow Hood because it's in Meadowood. And it's pretty hilarious that this is what Madison thinks is their ghetto. People have absolutely no idea what a real ghetto is. So my last 2 days in Wisconsin, I didn't really have any high expectations. I didn't really have anything exciting planned. But it was awesome. I learned that about Wisconsin. First place we came to was Little Monroe. And look at this, everyone. Isn't this just the most perfect little place? They call Monroe the cheese capital of the U.S. Hey, wait, I thought that was Plymouth. Why does everybody here call themselves the cheese capital? There's 10,000 people in Monroe. It's very white, very middle class. We're right by the Illinois border, but you wouldn't know it. Just looks like a great place to me. I'm just talking to waste time so I can keep this drone shot going. It's amazing. Here's what it looks like from the ground. Never would have thought. I think Wisconsin's my new favorite state. I kept hearing, Nick, you need to see Sendik's when you're in Wisconsin. It's our fancy upscale shopping experience. So I stopped at one. What the hell? It's carpeted. The whole store's carpet. Fancy Wisconsin. All right.
Saying how good it is, right?
Yes. Heck yeah.
Wisconsin fish fry.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if I use you?
Wow. That's a big bag of popcorn. What? And of course the booze takes up like a third of the store. Man, they love to drink here. Love it. Look at all the cheese. This is throwing me off. They're playing crisscross jump inside here. Can you hear that? They even have a sushi bar with real Asians. Okay, he might be Mexican. Think we might get a snow. Quick Trip is a trip. Kept seeing them everywhere. Finally pulled over. I think this is their version of Buc-ee's. One Quick Trip deserves another. Inside the Quick Trip. Get me some coffee. It is cold. It's 13 degrees out here today. Oh, look, Quick Trip. Look at that. And look, they wear a funny hat here.
Do you live here now?
What now?
Do you live here?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say. If you lived here, then you'd understand.
Lady in that funny hat told me, "Did you try a chicken sandwich?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Well, why else did you come inside?" Yum. Quick Trip spicy chicken sandwich. We actually went into 2 Quick Trips just to see if they were the same.
It's very nice. Thank you. Hi.
Hey, I'm doing a YouTube video about Quick Trip.
Oh yeah?
Can I ask you what's so awesome about Quick Trip?
What's so awesome about Quick Trip is all the great deals we get.
But it's like a tradition in Wisconsin.
Oh yes, definitely a tradition in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But we're moving in all over the place now.
Yeah.
Right now we're in a chicken drive. That's why I wear this silly hat.
I know. I love it. Can I see your hat? She had one out the other place too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Mine doesn't stay on very well.
All right. But everybody loves Quick Trip in Wisconsin.
Oh, definite.
All right.
Definite.
Well, I got a sandwich. And then I stopped again an hour later because of Culver's. Hello? This is a total Wisconsin place. I think it started here. Everybody said, "Nick, make sure you get a Culver's Butter Burger." So I did. It took forever. Like 20 minutes. I was bored in the car. I was like, I got shit to do. Where's my damn hamburger?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Oh, jeez. Hi. Is that a camera or what are you doing?
I was just filming the number. Butter burger and free treats.
Turn left onto Wisconsin 69 South.
I took my managers out when we got back to Michigan. They thought that was so cool. What did she say that those are? Oh, custard.
Which is probably what they're known.
It's pretty good. Kind of reminds me of Baker's from back home in the IE. And oh yeah, they do have Casey's here. But I covered Casey's in the Iowa videos. No more Casey's pizza songs. Creameries are a total Wisconsin thing. Saw plenty of those along the way. So on the final day, we pulled over in a little town of Paoli, population 148. It's a little hometown market. They were closed. I hate closed shit. So we tried another one down the road. They make butter here. They call this milk henge out here. I'd call that very butter henge. Only in Wisconsin. If there's one way to summarize how the dairy production world has changed.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I mean, most farms are getting bigger. More and more cows, more investment in technology, more investment in machinery. And actually what I've heard is that actually there's kind of two dairy farms that are doing okay. The guys that like purposely stay very small and the guys that continue to get larger and larger and larger. But the general trend is, I mean, Wisconsin had 60,000 dairy farms in 1950, and now we have 6,000. Probably by the end of the decade, we'll have 3,000 or 4,000. But we are producing way more milk. We're producing way more dairy products, right? So everything is becoming bigger and more efficient.
New Glarus, Wisconsin. Famous for beer and the best little Swiss village you've ever seen. Just look at this place. They call this America's Little Switzerland. Back in the mid-1800s, a bunch of Swiss pioneers came here looking for a place to grow food. There was a famine in Switzerland in the 1800s, and they came here and they were like, this'll do. There's only 2,000 people in New Glarus. Look how clean it is. I think this whole state should be called Swissconsin. This wonderful town here. Sadly, it's a Swiss themed place, but it seems like the most Americana, small town, perfect, charming place that I think I've been to in a while. And it's Swiss. Come on, America. 'Cause I don't think there's any places in Switzerland based on America that are awesome. I went into a place called the Rusty Raven and met this awesome dude. All right, so John, tell me what it's like here in New Glarus.
You cut me off guard with that.
I'll edit that out.
Okay, perfect. New Glarus is kind of an exception when it comes to small town America, because this entire town just is. It's almost hard to explain the dynamic of how supportive they are of just one another. It's what's really great about small town America, I guess, that I didn't know existed. I mean, I spent my first 6 months just wondering why the fuck everybody's so goddamn nice, because I just wasn't used to it. It's like, what do they want from me?
And then John told me, Nick, you need to go down the street and check out the world's biggest urinal. It's kind of shit you like to record. Pretty big urinal. Okay.
Do you need help? Can we get the door?
No, it's fine. Thank you.
He ran in it outside.
He was running with the other people. And they arrested me right there.
This place is really neat.
Thank you.
Come on in and eat that.
I know, I will. Oh no. The Chalet House, the most famous cheese place in the whole state, closed. Oh no. Closed. Oh man. I wanted to show you the Chalet House. Man, do I hate closed shit. And of course, I had to see the brewery here. Duh. The New Glarus Brewery is one of the most famous in the country. I think I read that they're top 10 in the country, and you can only get the stuff in Wisconsin. That's how much they drink here. Top 10 in production, and it doesn't even leave the damn state. Right here, that's the original location, where they still do some small little batches. But the big new fancy one, though, it's like Charlie's Chocolate Factory, except for beer. Here and there. Of us. And then one more cheese place before the end of the trip. The guy at the brewery told me, you got to go by Alpendel's, makers of world champion cheese. Had to see that. Oh my God. There's some cheese getting cut. Didn't know so much tech was involved in cheese making, but it is. Chemistry of cheese. And then our final stop of the trip was in Beloit, way down on the Illinois border. A lot of people have told me throughout the years, Beloit's the worst place in Wisconsin, Nick. You need to go see it. It's terrible. It's our shithole town. Well, clearly, this isn't a bad place anymore. A lot of people in Wisconsin have probably never even been to Beloit because it's all fixed up now. Some rich lady spent a lot of her own money to make the place a lot better. All the old abandoned warehouses and rundown stuff is now restaurants and places to shop. It's pretty cool to see. We spent 2 days in Beloit looking around, and I don't think I saw one true ghetto here. And I tried hard. Well, right now I am in probably the chillest, worst place in a state that I've ever been. I'm in a neighborhood in Beloit, Wisconsin. And let me tell you what, for all the people that say Beloit is bad, you live in a bubble. Beloit ain't that bad. Just like Wisconsin. Full of surprises.
We're very like small town values. So family, working hard, just enjoying life. Like anything outdoors you can do in Wisconsin. During winter, we're still outside doing stuff. Enjoy snowmobiling, stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much. I feel like you can run into anyone and it's gonna feel like you have been friends for years, kind of state, which is awesome to be here and live here. And I'm very, very blessed to have been raised here. And
Wisconsin's a wonderful place. People here are genuine, considerate, hardworking, and it's cheap. Everything you want in a state. But I think it's the culture here that I like the most. And it's not just the hooch. Most people up here, they know how to have fun. They don't take themselves too seriously. And they're open to new ideas. The kind of people you feel like you've known forever. Oh my God.
What did you try?
Grand Cru. Are you looking to move and need advice? I do consulting. That's right. I'll sit down and talk about where the next perfect place for you and your family should be. I do it all the time. Together, let's find you a new home that's safe and checks all your boxes. And I can also help you find your new house too. Email me and I'll work with you on not just helping you figure out where to move, but I can help you find your perfect home too. That's right. I know awesome, reliable agents all over the country, and I'd love to connect you to somebody who can help you search for that perfect home. And if you want to buy some Mappy gear, click the store link on my homepage. From there, you can check out the latest merch. There's hoodies, coffee cups, stickers, and shirts. Show off how much you love Mappy and support the channel. And I'm on Cameo too. If you want me to send you or somebody you know a personalized video message, go to Cameo and search Nick Johnson YouTube. It's fun. Hey guys, if you learned something new about America or what it's like to live in America, great. You should think about subscribing and turning on your notifications. You can also click one of these videos or playlists for more.
Hey YouTube world, I'm Sage, Nick's manager. You've enjoyed a Corner House Entertainment production, so watch another one.